Hey, what's up guys? I thought I would go over how to buy things on CowBoom. Obviously it's pretty self-explanatory, but there are some things you're going to need to know. Now, I guess this is the older model. I'm not sure. I don't really know much about PS4 models, but they've got this one. There's a coupon that you can use to get it down to under 200. Now, what you're going to have to realize about these is apparently these are all like refurbished models from Best Buy that people return. People get buyer's remorse. They have like a hospital bill to pay, or a car payment, or who knows what happens, but they return it within like a couple days of getting it. These are all in pretty much pristine condition. If it says that there's any imperfections, then it tells you right here. What you're going to have to pay attention to is what's included and what's not included. Obviously this deal has gotten pretty widespread over the past few days. Like when I bought mine, they only had like 6 pages left, and I had to wait for my check to clear for like 2 days before I could go ahead and spend the money and buy it. A lot of the ones with the controllers disappear like instantly. From what I understand, if you put it in your cart, then it is removed from the listing. So say if you found one with a controller and you had it in the listing, and you came back to it relatively soon, you would have one for sure. And I really wish that I had known that in hindsight, because like the PS4 came in like pristine condition. Like I said, it's probably previous owner probably had it for like a day. Maybe they played like Call of Duty on it for like an hour. They did the campaign or something, and then they returned it. It looked like it hasn't been used at all. So how much of a good deal this is really depends on how much equipment you have. Obviously, I have so much recording equipment and gear all over my room. I should show you guys my command center at some point. So I already had a controller. I already had one that I used for my PC gaming, the 20XX and the Muso games and DFO and stuff like that. So not having a controller was not really a deal breaker for me. I would like to get another one because the square button on my current DualShock 4 is kind of on the way out. It lost its pressure sensitivity. An HDMI cable is not really a big deal breaker if you're smart. If you go on like Amazon or Newegg, you can get a brand new HDMI cable for like $5 with shipping. If you go to the store, if you go to like Walmart or Target or even Best Buy themselves, like they're going to charge you like anywhere from $10 to $20. The headset shouldn't really matter. I mean, it's really up to you. Like I have pretty much everything, aside from the console and the power cable itself. So you can go through here, and they add new listings regularly. I saw a couple on here with the controller, but I came back like a couple hours later and they were gone. So if you go on here, I definitely recommend having the money ready to go, like having the the $200 or whatever it is, in your wallet, in your bank account, on your card. And if you see one with a controller, you'd better, step on it right away, because it's not going to be there much longer. So you can go through the listings here, and they're pretty transparent. They tell you if there's something wrong with it. They also have a protection plan which you can get, but like I said, I really don't know how much you would really need that unless you abuse it or something, because most of these are in like pristine condition. You're not going to have any problems with them at all. See, like right now, there's not any with controllers because everybody has found out about this. I kind of got lucky. I mean, I guess I didn't really get lucky per se. I saw a bunch with a controller, but I wasn't able to get one. You can go through here and you can add it to your cart, and I don't know if this is true or not, but apparently it reserves it for you for I don't know, an undetermined amount of time. So if you need to go to the bank and transfer money to your account or something like that, I would assume that you have time for that, but don't take my word for it. But yeah, you're just going to have to go on here. It's kind of like, speed runs. You're going to have to keep looking until you find one that has what you need. Obviously, all of them have the cable and the console, but sometimes you can get lucky and you can find ones with the controller. They will give you an option for shipping. Unfortunately, at least for me, the only option I had was UPS, which, like I said, was pretty nerve-wracking. I had to wait pretty much all day. I was pretty much on self-imposed house arrest that day. I couldn't do anything. I didn't know when they were going to come. They do give you a tracking number, and it's pretty nice. So once you log on to your account, after the whole thing gets processed, they'll give you a tracking number, and you can click on it right away, and it'll take you to the UPS site. So obviously you're going to want to look and see when it's on the truck for delivery, but that doesn't really mean anything depending on where you live and how big your area is. You could be waiting all day. From what I understand, they do shipments, or they do deliveries until as late as 8:30. So you had better free up your schedule. I mean, it took them a while to process the transaction, but it was shipped almost instantly after. So you're definitely going to want to keep an eye on that. If you live with someone else and you have to go and do something else, you should definitely tell them to keep an eye out for the UPS guy. You're obviously not going to want to have a $200 machine. You don't want them to just throw it on your porch and leave. Someone can just walk up and take it at any given time. So you're going to have to free up your schedule. You're going to have to look at all these listings. Once you get past page 10, even more load up. But there haven't been that many with controllers. Obviously, used controllers is kind of a mixed bag. I imagine it probably even is on here. I mean, the console that I got is in pretty much mid condition. There's not a single imperfection on it. I haven't had any problems with it. But I don't know, given how perfect the console is, maybe you might luck out and you might get a controller that's barely been used. The problem with DualShock 4s is they have piss poor build quality. They're not built to last. They're not like Nintendo controllers. They don't have Nintendium in them, or whatever it is that they put in Nintendo controllers to make them last like over 20 years. So if you can get a controller, if you're willing to have the patience to go through all these pages and see if one has a controller, then I would definitely go for it. It's just I don't really know how long, if you put it in your cart, how long it reserves it for you. So I would recommend not going on here at all unless you're serious about getting one, because if you find one and you come back in an hour and it's gone, you're going to hate yourself. But they work pretty well. I'm definitely going to be using this site more often. I might even get a Wii U from here for like Bayonetta 2 or something in the future. I'll go ahead and show some of the stuff that they've got before I go. They've got pretty much all the current recent game consoles. They've got 3DS. There's varying models of PS4s. If you're on a budget, you're not going to want these special edition ones. You're going to want the ones like this, the $227 one. They've got 360s. A PlayStation TV is pretty nice too. The PlayStation TV is still kind of a partial solution for recording Vita games. It does work for some things, but there are a few things that were just never patched and won't run on there. So if you want to play Vita games, this is probably the cheapest way that you're going to be able to do it. The shipping, I paid for 2 to 3 days shipping, and it was only like an extra $5. But you have to remember that I live in California, and apparently these are all in a factory somewhere else in California. So I don't know how much of a difference that made and how fast I got it, but it took them about a day to process the transaction, and then it was shipped out shortly after, and they put it on the truck at like 6 a.m. But like I said, I had to wait like over 12 hours for them to bring it. I woke up like the crack of dawn. I've purchased other things like Basara 3 Utage and Orochi 3 Ultimate, and I got those from FedEx, and those came like before lunchtime. So if I had slept in, I would have missed the transaction or the delivery. But they have tons of stuff on here. If you want to get something on a budget, you should definitely check out these guys. It's just you will have to pay some attention to what's on there. Some of them do have imperfections, but I haven't really seen too many that do. This is the model that I got right here. From what I understand, this is the newer model. I really don't know much about the PS4, but this is the one that I got. And as you can see, I'm not going to scroll through too many of these pages, but most of them don't have much of anything. So if you want this to be like an actual savings, you're definitely going to want to have at least a controller. An HDMI cable is not really that much money in the grand scheme of things, unless you're going to get a unless you already have one, or you're going to get it from the store. A controller is like $60, but you can get them online for like under 50. So it's really your call. If you want to take a gamble with a used controller, you can go ahead and do speed run style resets and see if one pops up. They seem to add them daily. I remember they were pretty low on stock when I ordered mine. I woke up in the morning and decided to just kind of fight my anxiety and just pay for it, and they were down to like 4 or 5 pages. Now there's like, you click on number 10, it goes for another couple pages. But yeah, definitely check out these guys if you want to get anything. They also have a Vita too. They have the Vita 1000, which is the OLED screen. If you want to get one of those are like, I think, under $120 too. There is a coupon that you can use for the other model that gets it down to under $200, but I don't have that on file right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put that in the description, and I believe the code is still valid. And I don't know if this stacks too. They've got this whole Chinese New Year $10 off thing, which I kind of wish I had taken. I wish I hadn't been so responsible and bought it right away. I thought that they were going to run out, but apparently they've got dozens and dozens of these things. So if you're in the market for a PS4, there's really no reason to go ahead and get a used one from like a GameStop or something, because you can get it from here. I've heard some people even trade it in and get a brand new one for $50, but I really don't see the point of that. The one that I got is in like perfect condition, so even if you do have to buy a controller, you're still going to be saving like $70 to $80 off getting a used one or a new one. Anyway, I'll catch you guys later. It's just a bonus video. I know this is not super interesting, but I wanted to give you guys a testimonial. Like, these guys are awesome. You know, if I want to get like a Wii U or a 3DS at some point, I'm probably just going to go through these guys. But like I said, definitely look at the entries. If there's nothing under, not included, then it means it's in pretty much pristine condition. If it has any imperfections at all, then they tell you. Anyway, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.